गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ए दासे कृपा तृणापे काते ही ना गुरुदेव गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ए दासे तृणापे काते ही ना गुरुदेव सकल सहने बल दिया करो निज माने स्पृहहीना सकल सहने बल दिया करो निज माने स्पृहहीना सकले सम्मान कोरिते सकते देहो नाता जाता जाता सकल सकले सम्मान कोरिते सकते देहो नाता जाता जाता तबे तो गाइबो हरि नाम सुके अपराध बेहाता तबे तो गाइबो हरि नाम सुके अपराध बेहाता कबे है नो कृपा लोभियाए जना कृतार्थ होई बेनाता कबे है नो कृपा लोभियाए जना कबे है नो कृपा लोभियाए जना कृतार्थ होई बेनाता शक्ति बुद्धिहीन आमी आते देना करो मोरे आत्मा साता शक्ति बुद्धिहीना में आते देना करो मोरे आत्मा आत्मसाता যোগ্যতা বিচারে কিছু নাহি পাই তোমার করুণা সারা যোগ্যতা যোগ্যতা বিচারে কিছু নাহি পাই তোমার করুণা সারা যোগ্যতা করুণা না হইলে কান্দিয়া কান্দিয়া প্রাণ না রাখিব আরা করুণা না হইলে কান্দিয়া কান্দিয়া প্রাণ না রাখিব হারা गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ए दासे तृणापे कातिहीना गुरुदेव कृपा गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ए दासे तृणापे कातिहीना हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Subhadramai, Jaya Sudarshana. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Translation. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namah Pankajanabhaya Namah Pankajamaline Namah Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye. Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, first canto, chapter 13, text number 14. kanchit kalam avasit satkritah devavat sukham bratu jeshtasya shreyakrit sarvesham sukham avahan kanchit kalamataavasit satkruto devavat sukham bhartu Brathur jeshtasya shreyaskrit Brathur jeshtasya shreyaskrit Sarvesham sukhamavahan Sarvesham sukhamavahan Kanchit kalamatavasit Satkruto devavat sukham Bratur jeshtasya shreyaskrit Sarvesham sukhamavahan. Please recite. Kanchit kalamataavasit Satkruto devavat sukham Bratur jeshtasya shreyaskrit Sarvesham sukhamavahan Kanchit kalamatavasit Satkruto devavat sukham Bratur jeshtasya shreyaskrit Sarvesham sukhamavahan Kanchit kalamatavasit Satkruto devavat sukham Bhatur jeshtasya shreyaskrit Sarvesham sukhamavahan. Word to word meaning. Kanchit, for a few days. Kalam, time. Atha, thus. Avasit, resided. Satkrita, being well treated. Devavat, just like a godly personality. Sukham, amenities. Bratuh, of the brother. Jeshtasya, of the elder. Shreyakrit, for doing good to him. Sarvesham, all others. Sukham, happiness. Avahan, made it possible. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thus Mahatma Vidura, being treated just like a godly person by his kinsmen, remained there for a certain period just to rectify the mentality of his eldest brother, and in this way bring happiness to all the others. Purport. Please repeat the translation. Thus Mahatma Vidura, being treated just like a godly person by his kinsmen, remained there for a certain period just to rectify the mentality of his elder brother, and in this way bring happiness to all the others. Purport. Saintly persons like Vidura must be treated as well as a denizens from heaven. In those days, denizens of heavenly planets used to visit homes like that of Maharaja Yudhishthira, and sometimes persons like Arjuna and others used to visit higher planets. Narada is a spaceman who can travel unrestrictedly not only within the material universes but also in the spiritual universes. Even Narada used to visit the palace of Maharaja Yudhishthira. And what to speak of other celestial demigods? It is only the spiritual culture of the people concerned that makes interplanetary travel possible, even in the present body. Maharaja Yudhishthira therefore received Vidura in the manner of reception offered to the demigods. Mahatma Vidura had already adopted the renounced order of life, and therefore he did not return to his paternal place to enjoy some material comforts. He accepted Sri Sri Radha Madhav ki jai, Sri Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadramai ki jai, Sri Sri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Mahatma Vidura had already adopted the renounced order of life, and therefore he did not return to his paternal place to enjoy some material comforts. He accepted out of his own mercy that was offered to him by Maharaj Yudhishthira. But the purpose of living in the place was to deliver the elder brother, Dhritarashtra, who was too much materially attached. Dhritarashtra lost all his state and descendants in the fight with Maharaj Yudhishthira, and still, due to his sense of helplessness, he did not feel ashamed to accept the charity and hospitality of Maharaj Yudhishthira. On the part of Maharaj Yudhishthira, it was quite in order to maintain his uncle in a befitting manner. But acceptance of such magnanimous hospitality by Dhritarashtra was not at all desirable. He accepted it because he thought that there was no alternative. Vidura perpetually came to enlighten Dhritarashtra and to give him a lift to the higher status of spiritual cognition. It is the duty of enlightened souls to deliver the fallen ones, and Vidura came for that reason. But talks of spiritual enlightenment are so refreshing that while instructing Dhritarashtra, Vidura attracted the attention of all the members of the family, and all of them took pleasure in hearing him patiently. This is the way of spiritual realization. A message should be heard attentively, and if spoken by a realized soul, it will act on the dormant heart of the conditioned soul. And by continuously hearing, one can attain the perfect stage of self-realization. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahiyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Nungaite Girim Yat Kripatamaham Mande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swami Hare Krishna. Welcome you all for this today's Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam class. So I pray to everyone, all the Vaishnavas here, so that I can speak something from this purport. So this 13th chapter is Dhritarashtra quits home, chapter entitled. So already we heard few in the few slokas which are already done, that how Vidura was received when he came back. Mm. Vidura, when did Vidura left from Hastinapura? Yes, when Duryodhana he insulted Vidura. uh, for what reason he insults? Yeah, he was trying to in all means he was trying to stop the war. He was giving advices to stop the war. So Duryodhana he insults Vidura, and the person who is insulted, no, will he stay back there? No, he'll just walk away from there. And similar incident happens in Ramayana also, where Ravana he insults Vibhishana. Why are you supporting that monkey Hanuman? I know that you were the one. No, when we caught him, we were about to kill him, but you stopped. No, you said we should not kill the messenger. Yeah, you stopped. That's why you are the culprit actually. So he chastises and he insults him like anything. He insults in such a way that no, such insult no one can stay. He will say, you fellow, if you stay here any longer, I will kill you here itself. He will say like this. So Vibhishana just walks away with his associates. He surrenders to the Lord. A similar incident happened to Vidura also. He was insulted, and then he goes away. He goes to different tirthas all over India, different punya kshetras. He takes darshan, and that gives the real happiness, the real solace to the soul. So he actually renounced completely the material life. So he came back after the war. Everything happened. So all the Yadu dynasty also was finished. Yadu, Dwaraka was all in the ocean already. So Yadu dynasty was completely finished. So that's why in the previous verses, Yudhishthira Maharaj also asks about Dwaraka. How was there in Dwaraka? How was Krishna? He was asking about this also. But he never revealed anything about that. Because if someone comes and if he gives some, Prabhupada writes in one of the purport, if some in the happy moment, if someone gives some anxiety to others, it is not pleasing actually, pleasing atmosphere. So Vidura, he maintained that actually. He maintained that happy atmosphere when he came and he saw all his kinsmen. And in the purport, Prabhupada also writes, he didn't go to his paternal place. He stayed, whatever reception and whatever Yudhishthira Maharaj was offering, he was accepting that. And here in this verse you can see, it is said, Kanchit Kalam Atavasit. So Kanchit Kalam means for few days only. As Vidura, now he is renounced. He is a saintly person. So there is no any purpose of staying for long time. Although they are his own kinsmen. But he stayed for just few days, just to enlighten. Similarly, saintly people, when they travel, they won't stay for long time. They stay for 1 or 2 days. You can see sannyasis, they just come. Sometimes they not even take prasadam. They just go. Of course, our duty is to offer them all reception, all satkara, like a demigod. We have to treat them like how here Vidura is treated. So, but sometimes we see they are completely detached. They are, although if some sannyasis, they stay in one place, but they are not attached, not even attached to any object, anything. They may be not even attached to the deities. They always travel and they preach because Krishna is with them actually. It is said in Ebara Karuna, what is that line? Tomara Hridaya Sada Govinda Vishram. Krishna is with them. So they are giving Krishna to everyone, traveling and giving Krishna. So they are not attached to any place or any temple or any ashram or. So that is the renounced people. No? Their only purpose is to go and enlighten conditioned souls, give them transcendental knowledge, elevate them to higher status, higher spiritual status. So his purpose of going is, here it is said, Kanchit Kalam Atavasid Satkrito Devavat Sukham. So when he came, he was given all oral reception like a demigod. No? Similarly, we have to, saintly persons association is very rare actually. They are Tirthakara, they are traveling Tirthas actually. So already that verse came, no? They are traveling Tirtha. So they are the actually real Tirthas. That's why we can see in Madhvacharya Sampradaya, there is Tirtha title given. After the name, there is Tirtha title given. Lakshmipati Tirtha, Jaya Tirtha. There are so many acharyas in Madhva Sampradaya. So they are actually Tirthas. So when conditioned souls when they hear from them, when they take their association, so then their consciousness will get elevated. Because generally conditioned souls, they are engaged in material activities. No? They are engaged in, sometimes they have to, they take up sense gratification. Sometimes they take up very seriously. They completely get engrossed. Even sometimes it happens to Grihastha devotees also. Sometimes mind gets agitated. The senses are like serpents. They may they may pull us. They are like venomous snakes. So sometimes they drag us. Even mind is one of the sense. Mind also will pull. So sometimes we fall to down status. So when we take the association of saintly persons, then when we hear from them, then this detachment from this material world, detachment from this bodily conception will go away. So here Mahatma Vidura, being treated just like a godly person by his kinsmen, remained there for a certain period just to rectify the mentality of his eldest brother. So he came to help his brother who is attached. In the word Dhritarashtra itself, it is there. Dhritarashtra. He is very strongly attached to the Rashtra. That is Dhritarashtra. So even when everything is lost, still he is staying there. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport. Dhritarashtra lost all his state and descendants in the fight with Maharaja Yudhishthira, and still due to his sense of helplessness, he did not feel ashamed. Actually, he should feel ashamed, but he didn't feel ashamed to stay back and accept the charity and hospitality of Maharaja Yudhishthira. So that is the purpose. He came to give some spiritual instructions to his brother. And in this way, all the others, like Pandavas and others also, they got the opportunity to hear from him, to hear the transcendental message from him. So Srila Prabhupada starts the purport by saying, saintly persons like Vidura must be treated as well as denizens from heaven. In those days, denizens of heavenly planets used to visit homes like that of Maharaja Yudhishthira, and sometimes persons like Arjuna and others used to visit higher planets. So in Mahabharata, there are so many instances that demigods, they come. For testing Arjuna, Lord Shiva came like a, how he comes like a forest man, hunter, yeah, he comes like a hunter. And he fights with Arjuna, very vigorously they fight. And Arjuna seems to, protect him and with his astras and shastras. And Lord Shiva was pleased actually by his, no, he defeats actually Lord Shiva. Then he got pleased and he reveals himself. And he gives which astra? Pasupat astra. And like this, even Bhima meets Hanuman. Hanuman comes like a monkey, and when he is taking his bhojana, his meal, he comes, and Hanuman takes from his plate and he eats. And Bhima gets angry, and he goes and he tries to hold the tail of the monkey, but he couldn't lift actually. He couldn't lift the tail. So he thinks, what is this? What's happening actually? So then Hanuman reveals him. There is actually some conversation happens. He gives some knowledge to Bhima, how to defend himself, how to be strong, how to really be strong. And like this, even Yudhishthir Maharaj, Arjuna, he got an opportunity to go to heavenly planets. And when he was received in the heavenly planets, Indra received him very nicely. And he gave his own seat beside him. He made him seated and he gave him many astras and shastras. So this interplanetary traveling was happening. Demigods, sometimes they come here, and sometimes Srila Prabhupada writes, only by the spiritual culture of the people concerned to make interplanetary travel possible. So it is not possible with this material gross body actually. I mean, it is spiritual body. Accordingly, when we have, for example, the aquatics, they live in the water. So they have that kind of body. They can easily, live without air. They get oxygen from the water actually. They take oxygen from the water. So that is the creation of the Lord. So, but the scientists and this NASA, they are trying to go to moon in the rockets, but it's not possible actually. When the Prabhupada times, it happened so that in USA, they announced that they landed on the moon, and Srila Prabhupada immediately said, no, they are cheating. They didn't land. It's not possible, Prabhupada said. Because it's not possible with this present body. Maybe they just went like that and in the air and just landed somewhere. But they took some pictures. They made some photography, video that they landed on the moon, something like that, and they posted actually. But later, because it was not truth, they were all killed. Who all that went to that place, who are claimed that they landed on the moon, they were all killed unknowingly. I mean, I don't know how they were killed, but they were killed actually by the government, because they may reveal in the future that we actually didn't land. So they are cheating people. It's not possible. Only by the spiritual, celestial demigods, they can travel. They can come to this earthly planet. But human beings, it's very rare, very rare. Like Arjuna is exceptional. He was a pure devotee of the Lord. So he got that such punya that he can go to heavenly planets. It's not easy. And Narada, Srila Prabhupada gives example of Narada. Narada used to visit, he's a Triloka Sanchari. He travels everywhere, all the three worlds. He can also go to spiritual world. Sometimes he will be in Vaikunta, sometimes he will be in Brahmaloka, sometimes he will be in Naraka, sometimes he will be Bhumandala. He used to also visit Maharaja Yudhishthira. So he is traveling everywhere and singing the glories of the Lord, preaching. We know that Daksha's sons, how Narada preached them, and he made them renunciants 2 times. No, how many sons? 16,000, 60,000 sons. Daksha actually begot all those sons for the progeny of this human society. But Narada goes and he preaches and make them brahmacharis. So this is the purpose of saintly persons, to make the people detached from this material life and make them renunciants. That is the ultimate purpose actually. We have to get detached from this material life. So there is system actually, varnashrama system, brahmacharis, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyas. So after 50, one should give up family life. Although Srila Prabhupada said to some of his disciples, senior disciples, that if wife cooperates for preaching, then you can continue as a vanaprastha. No need to take sannyas. Prabhupada said. One of the disciple, his name is His Grace Haripad Prabhu, was always, he used to say, he will be actually traveling everywhere, and he is very melodious kirtaniya, and he also gives very nice lectures, especially brahmachari lectures he gives very nicely. So he is traveling with his wife. Mataji, she plays harmonium, and Prabhuji will play kartal, and he leads kirtan. They are both Prabhupada disciples. So he used to mention many times that Prabhupada said, no, if wife together, if you are preaching, then you can travel and preach like a sannyasi. They are almost like a sannyasi, they are traveling and preaching everywhere. So like that. So here, the purpose of Mahatma Vidura coming is to enlighten his brother Dhritarashtra, who was very much attached to the Rashtra, Dhritarashtra. Material attachment is so strong, it's like knots, especially grihasthas, it's like a knots, one after another. If you engage more in the material life, with avoiding, or keeping aside spiritual life, giving more prominence to material life, then our knots will be increasing. Actually, when the years go on in this grihastha life, gradually one has to become more detached and engage more in spiritual service. For grihasthas who are living outside, it's quite difficult, but grihasthas who are living in the temple, it's more easier because they are getting association of the devotees. They can serve in the temple, and every day you can hear from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Just by hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, one can get detachment from the material life, because it will remove all the anarthas. Reading Bhagavatam is not some ordinary book reading. Reading Bhagavatam means we are getting our, what is that verse? Shrivata Swakata Krsna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantastra Abhadrani Vidunoti Suhatsatam. So when we hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, read Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, so all our anarthas from our Hridaya will get removed. Real attachment to Krishna will develop actually. So that is the purpose of life. That is a goal of life. That should be the goal of life actually. Here Srila Prabhupada also mentions, I will read here, Vidura particularly came to enlighten Dhritarashtra and to give him a lift to the higher status of spiritual cognition. It is the duty of enlightened souls to deliver the fallen ones, and Vidura came for that reason. But talks of spiritual enlightenment are so refreshing that while instructing Dhritarashtra, Vidura attracted the attention of all the members of the family, and all of them took pleasure in hearing him patiently. Sometimes it happens that if some saintly person comes, suddenly after when people come and hear from them, so automatically they get enlightened, because when we hear from saintly person, our uh, our heart gets purifies, our mind get purifies actually. So sometimes we see that automatically they come and they later after the saintly person leaving, they come and they associate with devotees, or because they get the taste for the spiritual life. Because soul is actually searching actually. They're trying in different ways. That's why people come here. Everyone comes here. You can see in the evening Sanyarti, so many people come here. And some people they sit in the bhajan. So soul actually is searching for spiritual enlightenment, spiritual happiness, which is not there in the material life. Outside you can see people are fully engaged in material life, attached to their family, attached to their home, or their land, or their children, or their money, bank balance, or their name, fame. They are attached actually. But are they really happy? They are not happy. They are in so much anxiety. They're in so much anxiety. So they are actually searching. Oh, here there's beautiful darshan. When they come and see Sri Radha Madhav, they get some pleasure actually. Of course, some people they just come for their own. There is sense gratification. They come temple for मुझे क्या है यहाँ पे? What is there for me here? For sense gratification also they come to temple. Sorry? Yeah, selfish motive. Yeah. Selfie. They come and they try to no selfie with God. They won't see that board. They come and take selfie. So they take pleasure. Sometimes they say, Swamiji, we enjoy bhajan. We enjoyed your bhajan. I was going once in this main road. I was going, and one person stopped me. He was like literally glorifying me. Without you, there is that bhajan. No, if you sings only bhajan is. I mean, he was like exaggerating. If my wife likes your bhajan, he was like going on. I said, just stop it. You come to temple for spiritual enlightenment, not for your enjoyment. I said, yeah, but your bhajan is nice. So they come here for seek some pleasure. No, of course that is for soul actually, which gives solace to the soul. But we can see that for Bhagavad Gita class nobody is there. They just go walk away. Because they like bhajan and they like to take darshan. Neophyte devotees. When they can't respect the devotees, they can't hear from devotees. They can't recognize devotees. So hearing is very much important actually. Here Srila Prabhupada also stresses about this. This is the way of spiritual realization. The message should be heard attentively. And if spoken by a realized soul, it will act on the dormant heart of the conditioned soul. And by continuously hearing, one can attain the perfect stage of self-realization. So, we can also make people hear from Srila Prabhupada by distributing Srila Prabhupada books. Like our temple devotees, we have Sankirtan bus, devotees go out for distribution, spiritual literature. So when people take these books, they are actually hearing the message from Bhagavad Gita, from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. From even a small book can change people's life. It will create some impact. Create some impact in people's life. I know when I was traveling in Tamil Nadu, we went to one small village actually. So already devotees, like few years back, they distributed books there. And we don't know that. So we went there and we were going home to home, distributing books. And suddenly, one person opens the door and he is wearing tilak. And there is no ISKCON actually. ISKCON is some 6-7 hours far away from there. It's a village. It's a remote village. And he's saying, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please welcome. And inside, if I go, there is altar, Prabhupada's picture is there. And he has Bhagavatam full set. I was surprised. I asked him how you became devotee. He said years back devotees came here, they distributed Srila Prabhupada books. And he took teachings of Prahlad Maharaj, transcendental teachings of Prahlad Maharaj. And by that book he changed his life. So any book can change people's life, and they get transformed. Because it is more powerful. This book distribution is more powerful actually. Books are the basis, as Srila Prabhupada said. So Srila Prabhupada in one of the lectures he says, that's why I am stressing. Print books, print books. Where is the book? Where is the book? Where is the book? Print more books, Prabhupada said. Print in as many languages as possible, he said. So that a whole world, all these books, this is Brihad Mridanga, can be spread everywhere and heard. Everyone can, if they get Prabhupada's books, it's like a time bomb. Sometime, anytime it may create an impact in their life. Anytime it may blast, and they may become self-realized. That is the power of Srila Prabhupada books. And we know that we all came from by reading Srila Prabhupada books, by devotees association, by kirtan, by prasadam. I will tell one small incident in Srila Prabhupada's lecture when in 1971, I think, in about hearing attentively. Srila Prabhupada, one Leela is from 1971 in Gorakhpur. So this this incident was narrated by Giriraj Maharaj. So after the lecture, Srila Prabhupada asked for question. After the lecture, he asked for questions, and nobody, everybody was like already sleeping in the class. all they were like completely dozing and sleeping in the class. Srila Prabhupada noticed already this, and Giriraj Maharaj and some senior sannyasis, they were like attentively hearing. After the lecture, then Srila Prabhupada said, "Thank you very much, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, thank you very much." Then Jai Srila Prabhupada. Then later, Giriraj Maharaj asked that. So Srila Prabhupada was giving a lecture on Ajamira's pastime. So after the class, Hamsaduta Prabhu, Hamsaduta Swami, he says, Prabhupada, very nice class. And Giriraj Maharaj also was there. He saw this. And Prabhupada said, okay, what did you heard in the class? Do you think so? What do the other devotees think? Hamsaduta replied, well, frankly speaking, Srila Prabhupada, most of the devotees were asleep in the class. Yes, I know, Srila Prabhupada said. Practically, I am speaking to only a few sincere disciples. Day after day, the problem persisted. So many devotees, including me, were falling asleep during class. Hamsaduta Prabhu says. So, Srila Prabhupada says, during one morning class, when Srila Prabhupada noticed the devotee dozing, he stopped speaking from the Bhagavatam and told him, you can go and lie down. Why are you sitting and sleeping? This is not good. Sleeping from 10 to 4 hours, 4 is not sufficient. Why do you do like this? Whole day and night. Whenever you sit down, what is this? every one of you, more or less, what is the reason Yamuna Devi ventured inattentively? But Srila Prabhupada responded, inattentive means like this, no, unless one is tired and has had no sufficient sleep, one will not do like that. It is not inattentiveness. Is it not inattentiveness? The Guru Dasa suggested, not enough sleep. But Srila Prabhupada retorted, enough sleep, you require 24 hours sleep? If you sleep for 10 hours, that is not sufficient. Your business is to sleep only. So 10 hours or 8 hours sleep is not sufficient. Kumbhakarna, just like Kumbhakarna, he was sleeping 6 months. Tamal Krishna interjected. Hibernation. Srila Prabhupada chuckled and continued. We are also sleeping 6 months in a year because we generally sleep 10 to 12 hours. So if you sleep half day, that means half year. We are all Kumbhakarnas. Anyone who sleeps more than 6 or 7 hours is a Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna was the brother of Ravana. He was sleeping 6 months and 6 months he was awake. That means that anyone who sleeps half the time, 12 hours or out of 24, he is Kumbhakarna. So Srila Prabhupada then he quotes Nidrahara Viharakadi Vichito, and he explains that verse. How Goswamis, how they were sleeping. Nidrahara Viharakadi Vichito. So here Srila Prabhupada also then later he says how attentive one should be in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam class. So sometimes devotees they fall asleep in Bhagavatam class. They are tired, or if they wake up early, no. So, but still we have to. His Holiness Bhakti Vigna Vinashana Narasimha Swami Maharaj says in one class, one devotee asked a question. I'm feeling very sleepy. What to do? And he says, you just go and stand behind. Just go and stand behind and hear. So like that, we have to take it seriously actually. When if we are falling asleep, then we have to just go behind and whatever the speaker must be speaking, just we have to hear. That's it. Hare Krishna. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Any questions, comments? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So, you mentioned that incident which happened with you, like that one person was glorifying you about the kirtan. So, similarly, we also, like, even after hearing a lot of things, we also get carried away by the external things, that how much this person is, at least I'm talking about myself.
Okay.
That he is singing very nicely, he is giving class. But generally we don't get that interest in hearing and chanting. But we get carried away by the external things.
Yes.
But however, we know that is not the aim of the life, to get carried away by the external things. Because that will not lead to ultimate perfection of the life.
Yes.
So, and moreover, we also feel the same thing, and also we find when as we are preaching, so we find students, they are not interested in hearing. However, they will come to kirtan, they will come for dancing kirtan, they will come for prasadam, but they're not at all interested in hearing.
Yes.
So my question is that how to make ourselves as interested in hearing and chanting of the holy name, because that is the aim of the life. Aim of life is not to just enjoy the kirtan, but however we have to do it for the service of the Lord.
Yes.
If we just enjoy the kirtan, that will not lead to ultimate perfection. But so then my question is that how to make us understand, how to make us to up that level so that we can have interest in hearing and chanting, and how to make others, those who are coming when we are preaching, to how to make them also to that level, because so that they become interested. One thing is when we preach, either they don't find it interested because because of the first thing is mobile. Because everything is like nowadays, as we scroll down everything, so that mind is very fickle.
Yes.
For like concentration span has become very less. So just like we are scrolling. So similarly, our mind also goes off when we are hearing. So that I feel that is one of the reason. But how I want to answer that how to make them interested in hearing.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. We will come across glorifications and all this, but generally, I heard from a senior devotee that we have to offer all those glorification to our spiritual master or to our senior Vaishnavas. We have to feel ourselves, always keep ourselves humble, and that we can do by doing some menial service. Although you may be good in many things, you may be good in giving lecture, you may be good in doing kirtan, you may be good in cooking or whatever, or dressing. But if you go and again do a menial service, that will make us humble. Keep at least our consciousness. We feel ourselves little humbler when we do some menial service, either clean temple or either serve prasadam to devotees. Yeah.
Just like that person got carried away with external things.
Yeah,
Similarly, we also get
sometimes,
carried away.
yeah.
Like we also start thinking, okay, this person is singing so nicely, but we don't know the essence of what is he singing,
Purpose of
the
yeah, yes.
singing and purpose of the giving lectures. So we also get carried away as a devotee, and also like I give when we are preaching, people are not interested in hearing. However, they're interested in just dancing.
Yes.
They may not even sing, but they will just dance because they think this is just enjoyment.
Yeah.
So now how to make them interested in hearing, and even for ourselves also how to make us interested in hearing and chanting, not to enjoy.
Srila Prabhupada used to say that in the beginning I just distributed prasadam. They were not coming to hear, they came to eat. Srila Prabhupada said they were coming to eat actually. Srila Prabhupada said like this. So Srila Prabhupada, he used to do kirtan. Now they were dancing. And only just, you can see in Bhagavad Gita lectures in New York in 1960s, it's just half an hour. Sometimes the lecture is just 25 minutes. They used to not sit and hear. They were not interested in hearing actually. So in the present scenario, people are more, like as you said, more flickery. The mind is more flickery. So they are attracted to external things definitely. And of course, that attraction is not some material thing, it's spiritual thing only. But if that continues again and again, then it's problem. If they're not coming for hearing, if they're just coming for dancing, then we understand that they're not serious. They just want some enjoyment. Even sometimes devotees, they get carried away by these things. So we can understand that they have to more read Srila Prabhupada books, and they have to more become sincere, more associate with devotees who are like more sincere with the purpose of life, purpose of goal of life, which is to get Krishna prema, not these external things. Of course, these external things are there. It's not that they are not existing. They are existing. They are open. They are lively. So. And our purpose of doing is also to please Krishna, as well as to make people get into it. That is also one of the purpose. That is the preaching actually. Dancing and singing. Then people understand, oh actually this is real happiness. Then how they will understand? We are not just meditators. We can't just sit and do meditation. Our real meditation is sing, dance, and this is our real meditation. And if one takes in that way, then the purpose fulfills. If one takes that, okay, this is very nice, external, if he takes externally, then we understand that he is not much serious. And how to make students hear more. Because they are more attached to this scrolling, all this. Generally, no, even I have a smartphone. Scrolling, mind is no more agitated, with the smartphones actually. So for that solution is we can have a PPT presentations or some videos. Along with the videos, we can give some lecture explaining. Because nowadays people are more into watching videos. So we can search for some good videos, preaching videos, and purpose is to give them the message. So we can give message by giving PPT presentations. We can make some small presentation, and any sloka from any verse we can do some small presentation actually, and by that we can give the message also, and they will be attentive because they know that picturization is there, so they will not get diverted with any things. And first thing we have to tell them, switch off your mobiles. Otherwise, they will be watching. Girlfriend will be messaging. Then they may walk away from the class. Like that. So we have to tell them switch off your mobile phones, and we have to start the lecture maybe for their diversion. In that way, maybe what you suggest, Prabhu? No, you must be also having some idea how to make them hear.
So what you told is like very nicely that nowadays, because this age is of like more of visualization, people understand
Visualization,
the visualization. We give just dry lectures, people will not be able to,
Yes.
and they will not be interested. So as you said that if we have PPTs and we make them understand by videos, it's like there is, if we just like I came across one video, which when I was in like as a student, so like devotees used to show those videos. Like if we talked about hell, so we may not be able to understand, but when there is a video about hell,
Okay.
and when we just see it, people become fearful. That
Yeah.
is for sure. So we may give lectures for hours and hours together, but the people may not be able to understand.
Yeah.
But it's just 8-minute video, and people will be, message will be revealed. So that's what you told. That I
Yeah.
agreed with this.
Yeah. Who will hear? You can see in the evening Bhagavad Gita class. You will just they just stay for 5 minutes. They just walk away. They can't hear because mind is pulling away somewhere. Can't hear. The students are more. So for making them sit and hear, it's very difficult. And stories also sometimes, like Gauranga Prabhu, he gives some good nice stories. So it's like sweets for the ear. By stories also we can give message actually. If you give some stories also. Philosophy, yeah, we have to give philosophy also. It should be like a full package combo. Hare Krishna. Any other comments, questions? Grandaraj Śrīmad. Okay, we can ask later. Radhanath Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Vancha Kalpatarubhishta Kripa Sindhu Pyavicha